Now at 9, Indiana-Michigan power crews return to Muncie after their help with Hurricane Ian.
The latest on the sentence of the 2018 Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooter, Nicholas Cruz.
And the House committee coming to an agreement for former President Donald Trump. We have the latest on the January 6th investigation.
And how Ball State students and staff can prepare for homecoming next week.
I'll be tracking breezy conditions continuing tomorrow, as well as breaking down a red flag warning, all coming up in my full forecast.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Madeline Kerr.
And I'm Josh Hoover. We start tonight with the local power crew returning to Muncie.
That's right, Josh. After 8 days of restoring power to parts of Florida after Hurricane Ian touched down, Indiana-Michigan Power has returned home.
NewsLink Indiana's Anna Chalker met with some of the crew members who worked through the damage.
When loading up the truck, a lineman may not know where their first assignment is. Sometimes it may take them outside of their normal location.
Going out of town is always kind of difficult because you don't know the area, you know.
Even before Hurricane Ian hit Florida, Indiana-Michigan Power prepared to send a crew to help residents in need. The plan when they arrived?
Just getting everybody's lights back on.
Whether the work was on the ground or in the sky, communication was vital.
I feel like we were very efficiently able to, troubleshoot circuits and get lights back on.
Driving the over 1,000 miles to bring relief.
Got the state and the city, the area on the side of our trucks where we're from, so I think people are kind of, wow, you guys come all the way from Indiana down here,
And to make home feel a little more normal.
That's, a real good feeling knowing that we were there, getting people's power back on and making a difference for them.
When they returned, the crew began preparing for the next time they turn on the lights. In Muncie, Anna Chalker, NewsLink, Indiana.
When the crew arrived to Plant City, there were 300,000 customers without power. They were able to restore power for 286,000 customers.
Ball State University's homecoming is right around the corner.
From campus royalty to a Chase Charlie race, everyone is gearing up for a fun-filled week. NewsLink Indiana's Olivia Sloniker has the story.
We're just over a week away from one of the biggest games of the year with the big crowds and cheering fans. Homecoming 2022 is here with the theme Chirp Chirp Fever. The Homecoming Steering Committee is hard at work, having been in the planning process since the spring 2022 semester. Lexi Leisure, General Chair, is ecstatic to see their hard work pay off.
If you haven't been, I think you're missing out. So you should definitely come this year because it's so much fun.
One particular activity, the Department Decorating Contest, has a certain group of faculty going all out.
We have done quite a bit. We are going all in this year, so...
The Office of Accounts Payable, in an attempt to keep their decor out of the eye shot of fellow competitors, went as far as to cover up their front entrance window.
We really are a creative group, and we have great ideas. We like to have fun, so I think that the judges will appreciate that.
Next Monday marks the official kickoff to Homecoming Week. Keep an eye out for events like the Food Truck Festival, which will feature a DJ and yard games. Leisure encourages all students, staff, and the Muncie community to go out and enjoy the festivities.
I think everybody should come out to all the events for Homecoming. We've been trying to promote it a lot at BSU Homecoming, but yeah, just that everybody should do everything. It's literally everything. It's so much fun.
In Muncie, Olivia Sloniker, NewsLink Indiana.
Thank you so much, Olivia. On top of those exciting events, the community can also look forward to the annual bed race, air jam lip sync battle, and homecoming parade, which you'll catch over 50 organizations taking part of. And with Ball State homecoming right around the corner, campus is looking as beautiful as ever.
Check out this beautiful footage of beneficence. It was so great out today, especially with the light little breeze going on. It got a little bit chilly at times,
It was a little
though.
chilly. I definitely need to break out my jacket today with that little bit of wind. Hopefully the weather's looking great for all the activities next week, but we'll have to turn to Rachel for more.
We did see breezy conditions today, and we're continuing to see those tonight. We're seeing wind gusts up to 17 miles per hour in Fort Wayne, 21 miles per hour down in Columbus currently. Today we did see recorded wind gusts 42 miles per hour in Indianapolis, 39 miles per hour here in Muncie, 34 in Fort Wayne, and 31 in Bloomington. And those breezy conditions are going to continue throughout the weekend. I'll be tracking those breezy conditions as well as colder temperatures returning and frost chances coming up next week in my full forecast.
Thank you very much, Rachel. A Purdue University student has been charged with murder in the stabbing death of his roommate, whose body was found by officers sitting in a chair in their dorm room. 22-year-old Jimin Shaw from South Korea was charged today. The Journal and Courier of Lafayette reports that prosecutors alleged Shaw stabbed Varun Manish Shaheda, a 20-year-old data science major from Indianapolis. Shaw called police early October 5th and told them his roommate was dead. Officers who arrested Shaw found him wearing clothes with blood on them, and a knife was found on the dorm room floor. Prosecutors have not disclosed a motive. And now to national news. The U.S. House Select Committee investigating the U.S. Capitol riots will subpoena former President Donald Trump.
The panel ended their hearing today by voting unanimously to summon the former president to testify during a public hearing. They also plan to seek documents directly from Trump. Political experts do not expect the ex-commander-in-chief to comply with the subpoena. In fact, the action will most likely trigger a prolonged court battle. One January 6th Select Committee member feels as though their work throughout this process has advanced the progress of the case.
We actually were able to nail down every salient detail in pretty much every element of the offense, except for a number of things relating directly to what Donald Trump was doing and what he was saying. Obviously, we got some of that, but we didn't get all of it.
As the Select Committee is choosing to not subpoena former Vice President Mike Pence, Representative Benny Thompson explains how they are still waiting for a response from the former president.
Well, we have collected enough evidence that Mr. Former Vice President Pence did his job. We now need to hear from the president. What we presented today clearly shows the president's culpability in what occurred on January 6th. So if he wants to clear the record, he will have an opportunity to do it.
Today's hearing was the Select Committee's last before November's midterm elections.
Parkland shooter Nicholas Cruz has learned his fate more than 4 years after committing one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history. Cruz pleaded guilty last year to killing 17 people and injuring 17 others when he opened fire on Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School back in February 2018. Today, after a months-long trial and 7 hours of deliberations, the jury recommended the judge sentence Cruz to life without the possibility of parole for each of the murder and attempted murder charges in the case. It's what the defense attorneys had argued for, saying Cruz suffered throughout his life from mental disorders and developmental delays. Parents of the victim spoke out on their disappointment with the recommendation.
We are beyond disappointed with the outcome today. This should have been the death penalty, 100%. 17 people were brutally murdered on February 14, 2018.
The judge will issue her formal ruling on November 1st. Under Florida law, she cannot depart from the jury's recommendation of life. Coming up, how and why food prices keep increasing across the country.
Plus, why you might have to pay more for health insurance in the future.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, MITS will take you there.
So I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. It seems like everything's getting more expensive. According to new government data, grocery store prices are no exception.
The Food at Home Index is an indicator of grocery prices. It increased 0.7% just last month and 13% over the last year. Contributing factors for the food price hikes include producers paying more for labor and materials, extreme weather like droughts and flooding, and disease such as the deadly avian flu. Now demand is still high, people need to eat, and many people are working from home now. The supply and demand imbalance means companies can pass on the higher prices to shoppers without their sales taking a big hit. Many shoppers are making adjustments by doing things like buying fewer products, buying less expensive private label brands, or shopping at discount grocery chains.
Bad news for the housing market. The latest figures show mortgage rates have hit a 20-year high. According to Freddie Mac, in the week ending today, the average rate for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage was 6.92%. That's the highest average rate since April 2002, and more than double what the rate was a year ago. The Federal Reserve has been hiking interest rates to combat rising inflation, which has caused concerned investors to make moves impacting the mortgage rates. Freddie Mac's chief economist warns the next several months will undoubtedly be important for the economy and the housing market. He notes home sales are already dropping and prices are cooling.
You might have to pay more to see the doctor next year, and yes, inflation is to blame.
Experts say most employees can expect to pay more for health insurance coverage next year, and out-of-pocket doctor's visits too. Insurance premiums are usually set in advance and last for 12 months. There are new contracts now, though, so you'll have to take a close look during your open enrollment period, which typically runs this month and next. On top of that, hospitals, doctors, and other providers are feeling the pricing pressure. Their costs for labor, particularly nurses and service staff, along with supplies, have increased sharply due to inflation and demand. And they're seeing more patients now who may have put off checkups or tests during the pandemic. That means patients are often sicker when they come in now. So providers may be pushing insurers to hike their reimbursement rates when contracts are up for renewal.
New inflation data shows something you already know. Prices are hitting us hard. The Bureau of Labor Statistics shows people are still struggling with high prices despite lower gas costs and unprecedented action from the Federal Reserve to tame inflation. Overall consumer prices, an important measure of inflation, went up more than 4% in September, more than economists expected, and was up by 8.2% from the year before. As these numbers tick up, there's concern the Federal Reserve will continue with historic rate hikes. The Fed has already raised its benchmark interest rate 5 times this year, hoping to cool the economy by squashing demand.
Some good news for those who get Social Security. There will be about $150 extra in each month's check next year. It's the annual cost of living adjustment, an 8.7% boost in light of rampant inflation, and the largest increase since 1981. About 70 million people depend on Social Security. That means their monthly payments will go up around $146. Whether this adjustment will be enough to keep up with inflation remains to be seen. That will depend on what happens between now and the end of the year.
We saw breezy conditions again today, which dropped our temperatures a chilly 13 degrees different than what we saw this time yesterday. I'll have more coming up in my full forecast after the break.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
Watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an
to
effort.
get to know each other.
On a deeper level. Father,
Cosplayer,
mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together.
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. The time is now 9:16, and you're taking a live look at campus outside the Foundational Science Building. Now, temperature-wise today, it was a little chilly out, but I thought it was beautiful fall weather. What do you think?
Yeah, I've been really excited for these fall temperatures to come in, and I don't want to get too cold yet. I'm not excited about the 20 and 30 temperatures, but if we're seeing pretty around 60, I'm going to be excited about that. But we're going to have to look at what the rest of the week will hold. Rachel?
You guys are right. We saw a beautiful day yesterday, topping out at 74 degrees, but today we saw a 13-degree drop. We saw highs in the 50s today, 12-degree temperature drop in Indianapolis, 10-degree temperature drop in Bloomington, but currently we're sitting at 51 in Muncie, 50 degrees in Indianapolis, 41 degrees in Lafayette right now. And if we take a look at what's going on outside, all of those widespread showers that affected us earlier today are starting to move out of our area, and that's the case for our whole state. We saw a lot of widespread showers accompanied by those strong wind gusts. They're moving out of our state, leaving a few clouds on the eastern half of our state right now. We are still seeing wind affecting us tonight. Currently, winds at 5 miles per hour in Muncie, 8 miles per hour in Indianapolis, 7 miles per hour in Fort Wayne, and we are still seeing some stronger gusts, 17 miles per hour up in Fort Wayne, 21 miles per hour down in Columbus. Now, when we see strong wind gusts like that, we do have an elevated fire risk when they are accompanied with low humidity and dry weather, which we've been seeing recently with a lack of rain in our area. Now, this elevated fire risk has prompted the National Weather Service to issue a red flag warning for our area. Now, these aren't super common for our area. They're more common in the West, but they do still happen here. So if you're planning on having any October bonfires or any other fall activities that include a flame in the southern half of our viewing area or the southern half of Indiana, make sure that you are more cautious with open flames, as these gusty winds and dry air and dry ground will make it really easy for fire to spread in this area. Over the next 12 hours, we will see temperatures begin to drop a little bit, 47 degrees at 10 p.m., all the way to 38 degrees at 8 a.m. That's about a 9-degree temperature difference, and then we'll be starting to warm up again here at 9 a.m. up to 42 degrees at 9 a.m. But tonight we'll be dropping to our overnight low at 33 degrees under mostly cloudy skies, and these temperatures will start, or these winds will start to increase again out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. But tomorrow's when those winds are really going to start to take hold. We'll be seeing sustained winds at 20 miles per hour, gusting all the way up to 35 miles per hour. Now we will be topping out at 60 degrees for a nice high tomorrow, but these winds will make it a little bit chillier, so make sure that you do have a jacket as you go out the door. We'll be sitting under sunny skies, but we do have a chance of overnight showers, leaving our Saturday under partly cloudy skies once those showers move through, sitting at 62 degrees for our high on Saturday. But take a look at the Sunday to Monday difference here. We'll be seeing a 10-degree difference as a cold front starts to move through, bringing that temperature drop as well as a chance of rain. And on Tuesday night and Wednesday, we'll be seeing a chance for widespread frost in our area as those temperatures really start to drop below freezing.
Man, it's really looking like it's starting to cool down. Like I said, I'm really excited about those fall temperatures, but I'm hoping they don't get too cold for homecoming week next week. Obviously, there's a lot of activities going on.
Right.
I'm just hoping it stays warm enough for all the different apple orchards and pumpkin patches, just different fall events. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I think it's looking good. We don't see any snow, we don't see anything like that. So I think we're sitting good around those temperatures. Thank you so much, Rachel. Now we'll turn to Bryce for a look at sports.
2 local soccer programs competing at home tonight, plus a look at the upcoming weekend in Ball State Athletics. All this next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10. Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Bryce Savage with sports. Kicking things off on the pitch, Muncie Burris girls soccer taking on the Park Tudor Panthers in the regional semifinal. Senior forward Sophia Johnson looking to add to her historic 38-goal season and further solidify her record at Muncie Burris. Despite her and the rest of the squad's best efforts, they cannot find an answer for the Panthers' offensive and defensive masterclass. The Panthers controlling the tempo and scoring early and often, not allowing the Owls to get past the half. Park Tudor scoring twice off corner kicks late into the first half to take an easy 4-0 lead. Defensively, Johnson and the Owls were kept on lock, with the Panthers not allowing a single attempt on goal in the first half. The Panthers picking up where they left off after half, scoring once more before the end of the game, moving to the regional finals with a 5-0 win over the Owls and getting a step closer to the state championship. Keeping things on the field, Ball State women's soccer hosting Akron earlier today. The Cardinals coming into this game having won 4 of the last 5 meetings against Akron and continue their streak. Trying to protect home field, the Cardinals got off to a good start and score a late first half goal to take a 1-0 lead over Akron by halftime. Ball State continues to play a good defensive game as the Cardinals protect their lead, but Akron fighting back throughout the half as they hold Ball State scoreless in the second half and score a late goal to end the game in a draw. Despite their impressive 4-1 MAC record, this results in Ball State's 5th draw of the season, but they now look to get a win on the road against Ohio University on Sunday. Switching things over to the trails, Ball State's cross-country regular season set to come to a close this weekend. The final of the Cardinals' 4 regular season meets this year taking place tomorrow night at the Falcon Invite at Bowling Green University. Ball State coming off an impressive performance at the Live in Luke Classic, earning a 9th place finish out of 47 competing programs. So the start time for the event is set for 4:30 p.m. in Bowling Green, Ohio. Looking ahead to this weekend, Ball State Athletics has another busy 3 days. On Friday, men's tennis competing in the ITA Individual Regional Championship in an all-day event in Louisville. At 1 p.m., field hockey also in Louisville as they take on the Bellarmine University Knights in MAC action. At 4:30, cross country once again competing in the Falcon Invite at Bowling Green. And rounding out Friday's action, women's volleyball taking on the Northern Illinois Huskies in DeKalb, Illinois at 7 p.m. Moving over to Saturday, men's tennis in their second day of regional action. Cardinal football hitting the field to take on the Yukon Huskies with kickoff set for 2 p.m. To end the day on Saturday, women's volleyball in their second matchup of the two-day doubleheader against the Huskies. To finish off the weekend on Sunday, the men's tennis team in their final day of regional action. At 1 p.m., soccer hitting the road as well to take on the Ohio University Bobcats in Athens. And to bring the weekend to a close, field hockey staying in Louisville to take on the University of Louisville Cardinals on Sunday at 2 p.m. Now, I know this past weekend during fall break, Ball State played Central Michigan and won 17-16, but now they play UConn this weekend. How do you guys think that's going to go, and what are you doing this weekend for the game?
I'm hoping it goes well. I know they won against Northern Illinois, so they've got they got some wins going on. So I hope they continue it this weekend.
I'm not really quite sure. It's going to be nice having it on our home turf and just have a lot of spirit, and hopefully we just do the best that we can.
Yeah, absolutely. UConn's typically a bigger school, but football's not exactly their expertise. But I know Ball State is known for their tailgating type of fun. So are you guys going to partake in any of that, do you think?
I'm definitely ready for a good tailgate this weekend. Thank you so much, Bryce. In just a few moments, NewsLink Indiana's Lindley Steele joins us for your campus coverage.
And we have one final check at weather.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. My name is Lindley Steele, and this is your campus coverage. What's better than furry friends and sweet treats? Personally, I don't think you could find a better combination. Earlier today, there was an event on the back patio of Botsford Swinford Hall for the CCIM Living Learning community called Dogs and Donuts. Dogs and Donuts is one of the CCIM LLC's biggest events of the semester. There, students could get to know their teachers and classmates, and the staff members could bring their dogs, all while enjoying treats from Concannon's Donuts. Here is what Living Learning Specialist Garrett Turr says about the event.
Students to get outside their comfort zone a little bit and maybe encounter their professors in a way that they hadn't thought about before.
If you missed the event this semester, be on the lookout for it next fall semester, because Dogs and Donuts is open to all students living on campus.
Oh my goodness, that sounds like so much fun. I'm so sad I missed it. Thank you so much, Lindley. We're going to go ahead and turn to Rachel for a final look at weather.
We'll be seeing a cold front moving through Sunday night into Monday morning, dropping our temperatures below average for the remainder of the week. We have a chance of rain again on Monday. And then Tuesday and Wednesday mornings both have a chance for widespread frost across our area as the overnight lows really start to dip below freezing.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Looks like it's going to get a little bit chillier, but it won't get too bad. Looking like some great weather. That is all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for our sister show, Waking Up with Cardinal Weather.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to BallStateDaily.com. Have a great night.